Shalom, aloha to each and every one of you, friends. Today I have very exciting news. Welcome to this next edition of Story by the Ocean Side. Have you ever felt like you don't pray enough? Or have you ever felt like you pray quite a lot? Both of which I might be disappointing you by saying there is no such thing as praying too much or not praying enough. Those are not biblical truth. I know it might sound a little bit strange, but if you have this feeling in you that says you're not praying enough, or a feeling that says you're praying way too much, both are taking or leading your life into a place of spiritual desert. However, within either of such thought is great news. The thought that says you're not praying enough is only an indication that your heart is yearning for more. The thought that says you are praying way too much is an indication that your heart is missing the purpose of your prayers. So today, as you reflect on these two thoughts, ask yourself, which of both do you feel the most? Not praying enough, or you're praying way too much? And if you are, I want to welcome you to this journey that I am in this journey of biblical truth, by telling you this story. Now, Jesus told this story to some who had great confidence in their own righteousness and despised others. And he said, two men went to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a despised tax collector. Now the Pharisee stood by himself and prayed this prayer: Lord, I thank you that I'm not like other people. I do not steal, kill, or commit adultery. Thank you that I'm certainly not like this tax collector. No. I fast twice every week, and I give you 1/10 of all my income. Thank you. Thank you. But the tax collector stood at a distance and would not even lift up his head towards heaven, but beat his right hand on his chest in deep sorrow, saying, have mercy on me, O God. I am a sinful man. Have mercy. Then Jesus said, I tell you, this tax collector, not the Pharisee, went home justified before God. For he who humbles himself will be exalted, and he who exalts himself will be humbled. Amen. And so a quick reflection on this story as I began. Praying enough or praying way too much? We see these two worldview play out in this story that Jesus told. And interestingly, unlike other parables, this parable is given the reason for which Jesus told the story. He wanted to address most especially those who feel or think they pray way too much. Isn't that interestingly that the reason behind Jesus' story do not address those who feel they're not praying enough? Let me explain what I mean by that. That most time in our lives, we are often aware of the things we do not have. We are also more aware of our lack of what we call spiritual growth, or sort of a spiritual development. We are almost to say very certain of where our spiritual life is lacking. We are also very aware of our spiritual emptiness or dryness, desertness, and some people might call it, I feel like I'm in a desert. I feel like my prayer is not going above the ceiling of the house. I'm feeling like I'm not even touching or reaching at God, or it feels like God is silent. Notice how the story unfolds the concept of each player here. That is the concept of their thought. That is their thought process. The Pharisee, in his own imagination, has this incredible confidence. Now, we also have to be aware here that Jesus is not speaking against confidence or boldness, so to speak. He's not addressing that. But that those who have great confidence in their own righteousness. And I think having confidence in your own righteousness, Jesus did not leave that as a spiritual thing. He allowed the event of the Pharisees' prayer content to give us what he meant by having confidence in your own spirituality. Now, in this story, the Pharisee is verbalizing or putting into his own vocabulary what he thinks of his own spiritual state and where the confidence is coming. First of all, his confidence is that his lifestyle of practice has distinguished him from all other people. Thus he began, I am not like everyone else. Be aware that within that word is a uniqueness that is not being exemplified by the Pharisee. He's not saying that, God, I thank you that you make me uniquely different from others. He's saying that I am not like other people. I have made myself a standard that distinguishes me. I've also endeavored to practice these things: keeping the law, not stealing, killing, or committing adultery. I've also endeavored to practice the act of generosity towards God, not towards people. And in another episode, we're going to talk about the Samaritan story. But here, let's stick right here. My generosity towards God, not towards people. And in comparison with the tax collector, the Pharisee thing, this is beyond words to say I am like this guy. But the tax collector, knowing the state of his heart and the condition of his lacking, he said, God, I need help because I'm a sinner. Know what that means, friends? Instead of saying you don't pray enough, do what the tax collector did. Lift up your eyes to heaven and say, Father, I feel empty. I feel dry. I feel like something is lacking. Holy Spirit, fill my heart and empower me again. Refresh my heart to love you more. Give me a new hunger for your word. And so I pray, Father, for everyone listening to this recording, may you refresh their spirit and refire them again. Amen.